Sorry, Mom. Hi, Shani Penny. So welcome to Educating Shani. I'm Shani and I'm recovering from an eating disorder. Hi, Shani. Hi. I'm not feeling so great today. I don't know if you can tell by looking at me. I feel self-conscious because I feel my body is just, well, no, okay. My body's not cooperating today, but mentally I feel really good, and I'm grateful for all the wonderful feedback again on the Q&A yesterday. You guys had a lot more questions, and I asked you to leave me more questions that I could answer. I have not eaten all day, and so I have food that I'm going to be eating. It's kind of, I guess, maybe a mukbang, except it's not, because people in mukbangs tend to mukbang, I don't know how to say it, tend to just eat like a lot of food. I'm not going to eat a lot of food. I just want to eat like a good amount of food until I feel satisfied type thing. So if you see me eating, that's what I'm eating. I'm eating Sonic. I got some tater tots and a corn dog and a burger, and I don't think I want the burger. I think I'm gonna save it to give it to Danny. I think I just want the corn dog. So anyway, Danny's working really late tonight. It's a Friday night. I'm all alone, so I'm like, I am going to Sonic, y'all, and there you go. I only had one panic attack while I was out, but I pulled over and I breathed and I did that. And I'm very proud of myself because Giggy wasn't available, Danny wasn't available, and I freaking calmed myself down, and I remembered breathing techniques that Penny has taught me and other people, and I could just hear Giggy and Danny's voices being like, okay, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. So I did. It took me about half an hour to calm down, but I'm very proud of myself that I pulled over and that I did calm myself down. Who knew I could do that on my own? Anyway, let's get to your questions. I'm gonna answer as many as I can. If you're new around here, welcome. I'm Shani, and I talk about mental health, eating disorders. Sometimes I sing, sometimes I do fun things. I just came out to the internet a few days ago, so that's kind of huge. Anyway, so this is my coming out Q&A part 2. So here we go. There were a lot of questions. I think I'm going to start with the one about my mom, because a lot of you asked it, and I said in yesterday's video, I was like, if you want like the full story of how I came out to my mom, then let me know. And a lot of you are like, yeah, I want to know. So I'm going to start with that. I called her, I got her permission. So thanks, Mom. Love you. So, okay, let me think back. It was a long time ago, but basically, so after I told Danny, I think it was about 3 months later that I told my mom. And Danny and I had, started to work on these things and started to, I don't know, it was actually kind of rough around that time. A few months into it, it was actually kind of a hard time for us together. And I was over visiting my mom one night, and I didn't plan on telling her, by the way. But I was visiting her, and I remember I was in her bedroom. She, I think, had just had surgery or something on her foot, because I was sitting in her wheelchair, and the only time she brings out her wheelchair is when she has foot surgery or knee surgery. She's got terrible knees and feet and bones, and she gave that to me. Thanks, Mom. But I remember sitting in her wheelchair right by her bed, and I don't know even what we were talking about, and she just stops me and she's like, hey, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. Why? She's like, I don't know. You just don't seem okay. I haven't seen you in a while, and something's up. Like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, what's going on? I'm like, nothing. I'm just having some hard times with Danny, but we'll get through it. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Can I help you with anything? I'm like, no, I don't think I can really talk about it. And she's like, why? And I'm like, she didn't ask why can't you talk about your marriage? She always respects to not get into her marriage. That's not what she meant. She meant really what she meant was, what is wrong? I'm your mother. I know you, and I know it's wrong. So I told her I was going through something hard and that I was trying to work through it with Danny, and she was like, okay. And she's like, if you need to talk about it, I'm right here. And I said, I know, maybe someday I will, but not right now. And she's like, well, I can just tell that something's up, and I just want you to know that whatever's going on, I love you very, very much, and I always will, and nothing will ever change that. And that kind of took me back, why, almost in my head, I was like, does she know or something? Because why, I don't know, the way she worded it, I remember feeling like, oh, okay, interesting. I mean, she says that stuff all the time, but I don't know how to explain it. The way she worded it was so particular, you know? Anyway, so, so I got quiet again, and she's like, just talk to me, babe, just talk to me. And I was like, I can't. And I started tearing up. She's like, what is going on? Just tell me. Whatever it is, I'm here for you. And I'm like, I can't. And she said, what was the first thing she guessed? Oh, she said, are you going to leave the church? And I said, no. And she said, are you gay? And I just broke and started crying and kind of nodded my head because I was choked up. I couldn't even talk. So I was like nodding my head and crying. And she told me to get up on her bed, and she held me in her arms and just told me that I don't want to cry. Ugh. She just told me that she loved me. I don't want to cry. I've cried a lot today for physical reasons out of pain, and I don't want to cry emotionally because I'm all alone and I don't want to cry right now. I just want to just get it out and not cry, but I can't cry because it's my mommy, and the way that she treats me sometimes just makes me want to cry because she's so amazing. Anyway, so she brings me up on her bed. She's holding me. I'm crying. Once I could catch my breath, I said, I'm bisexual. I'm not gay, I'm bisexual. And she kept like holding me and rubbing my arms, and she's like, I know. And I was like, what? She's like, well, I didn't know, but I thought, I had a feeling. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah, I could always tell that there was something a little bit different that you weren't sharing with me. And I was like, wow. It's like I was surprised that she would have guessed it, and I'm also it doesn't surprise me also because that's how intuitive she is. Like, you guys know my intuition and how, you know, I'll like always feel what's going on with other people. I'm a complete beyond empath. Like, I can actually feel people's pain. I dream when people die. I dream when someone's about to die. I dream when someone's pregnant. I dream what kind of gender they're gonna have. I dream like all these, like, it's very odd. My mom has that as far as being an empath. She's got the same thing where she can feel other people, and it's really awesome and it's really beautiful. I love my mom so much. Just like I was saying yesterday on the Q&A part 1, I gushed about her because it's true, but I'll just say it again, that I am so grateful that she was so loving and so accepting and so beautiful towards me. She told me it doesn't change anything. She said that I don't see you any different than I did before. I only love you even more now, and I always will, and I'll always be here for you. Like, she was like, if you could imagine the greatest scenario of coming out to your parent who is a conservative Christian, and have, you know, I don't know the word. Anyway, just the best scenario you can think of, that was my mom. And it was incredible. So thank you, Mom. And like I was saying yesterday, she's been supportive the entire way throughout. In fact, I don't know if I told you guys this. I think I said it on Instagram, but the night that I told my siblings, which wasn't until much, much later. So like I said yesterday, I told Danny, then I told Alicia, and then I told my mom. And then after my mom, I waited for a long time to tell anybody. And so during that time, she was kind of there for me whenever I needed to talk to her about it, and she would talk to me about it, and blah, blah, blah. It was great and beautiful, and I don't want to start crying, so I'm not going to go on with that. But, let's see. What was I saying? Crap. I can't edit this crap. What was I saying? We were talking about my mom and how she was awesome and beautiful and really cute and really sweet, and I'm so lucky, and no idea. A tater tot might help. Hold on. This needs sauce. Sauce. Oh, wow. I don't know. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, my siblings. So last Thanksgiving, I would say maybe a month before, so like, I think, Michelle, correct me if I'm wrong. I told Michelle first out of all my siblings, just because I've always told her everything, like everything. She's been my confidant since I was a little girl. I love her. I told her first because I knew that she's really, really good at talking to people. She's really good at like wording things in the best way possible, I guess. I don't know. So I wanted to tell her because I knew that some other family members might be really difficult to tell, and I wanted her help with it, and I trusted her. So I told her, and then a month later, and she was really great about it. She actually pretty much said the exact same thing my mom did, was that she doesn't love me any less, and that she kind of had a feeling that something like that was going on with me my whole life. So she knew too. Go figure. I really wish they would have told me that they knew, because I don't even think I knew yet, so they really should have told me. Just kidding. I knew, but not till I was like 6. But I don't know. You might be thinking, like, how do you remember? I have memories since I was a baby. No one believes me. I have a memory of the day that I was born. It's only 15 seconds long. Ask my mother, because I went to her and I said, Mom, is this what the room looked like? Is this how you were holding me? Is this what Dad was wearing? Is this what the doctor was wearing? And I described it to her, and she's like, yeah, that's like accurate. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I remember being not even a day old yet and being held in it and just opening my eyes and seeing 2 blurry men. And now I can say that one was my dad and one was the doctor, and just then going back to sleep in my mom's arms on her left side. So just saying, I'm just like really special, guys. Anyway, I have a really good long-term memory. I have a terrible short-term memory. Terrible, as we all know. But long-term, so maybe like in 10 years, I'll remember even more, and I'll come back and tell you. So just stick around. But anyway, so when I told my siblings, I had told Michelle, and we went to tell my siblings together, one at a time. We started with my brother, and he also was the same. He was concerned about coming out on the internet because of all the different like opinions out there, and he's the one that really encouraged me, and I'm grateful that he did. Everyone did, but he really, really encouraged it, that I take my time with this and make sure that I'm ready and that I'm set in the ways that I'm going to choose forever, before I go answering people's questions and talk about this. So I'm glad that he said that. But he said overall, the first thing he said was, I still love you. This doesn't change anything. Like, I love you, and I'm sorry that you felt you had to hold this in for so long. And he just was so sweet and so beautiful. Oh, so sorry. What the? Why is Colleen's birth video playing? What the fuck? What on earth is happening? Why is that even on there? That's weird. Okay. We have a ghost in my house. I don't know why that was there. Anyway, okay, so, and then we told my other sister, Angela, together. I had Mike and Michelle help me tell Angela. And then when I came out, we were all in my stepdad's office doing this, and when I came out, it was probably like 11:30 when we got done, and I came out of the office, and my mom was right there. I had no idea that she knew what we were doing, because I only told Michelle. I was like, Michelle, let's go tell Mike, and then we'll tell Ange, and she's like, okay, let's do it, because we were all in the same house together for Thanksgiving, and it was really late at night, and if you know my mom, she's got what we like to call her bewitching hour, which is usually about 8:00 p.m. She starts to get really cranky, kind of like a little baby that needs to take its nap, and she just gets really like, and it's the funniest thing in the world. It's my favorite thing. So we joke about it with her all the time, and so we'll be like, okay, it's mom's bewitching hour, everybody go home. Anyway, apparently Michelle had told my mom that what we were going to do, but I didn't know Michelle did that. So little did I know that for I think 3 hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours with all my siblings total is what it took, I think, maybe. I came out of the office, it was like 11:30, and she was sitting right there on the couch. She got right up, came over to me at 11:30 p.m. This is unheard of for my mother, and just gave me the biggest, tightest hug and was like, how did it go? How did it go? I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, how did you even know? She's like, don't worry about that. And I'm like, have you been waiting this whole time? You've been waiting on the couch this whole time after your bewitching hours? She's like, I'm fine, honey, I'm fine. How did it go? I love you so much. I'm so proud of you, blah, blah, blah. Like, are you kidding? I have the best mother in the world. I am so grateful. So many of you don't have that, and it makes me so sad for you. And I just feel so lucky and so blessed to have the mom that I do. She's everything. I love her. She's my best friend. So that's how I came out to my mom. That's how I came out to my blood siblings. And then I told Julie, my stepsister, when did I tell her? I don't even know. I feel like it was just a few months ago, but it might have been longer. I think the beginning of this year. I don't know. Yeah, maybe like February or something. I don't know. But anyway, she lives in Florida, and so obviously I couldn't tell her in person. So I, did I Marco her? I think I Marco Polo'd her. I don't think I FaceTimed. I think I Marco Polo'd. Yeah, I did. Michelle, I FaceTimed because she lives 6 hours south of me. But Julie, I sent a Marco Polo, and she sent one back, and she was exactly how I knew she would be. She's been my best friend since before our parents even got married. She was wonderful. She was loving. She also had concerns about the internet, which is very understandable. But she was wonderful and sweet and awesome, and kind of helped me talk through it, and also encouraged me to take my time with this as far as telling the internet. So I'm glad she did that too. And then Liz, my stepsister, who you all adore because she's so freaking funny, I wasn't worried about telling her even an ounce, like not even a little. So literally, I didn't feel the need to tell her until I was going to tell the internet, because I just knew that she would be the easiest to tell. She's a very intuitive person too, and I knew that she would probably already know, because we were also best friends even long before our parents got married. So I love Liz and Julie so much. I love all my siblings. And Liz was awesome about it and told me she was really proud of me. And I just told her like a couple days before I put the video up. And then who else? And then I think that's it out of my family. My stepdad, I wasn't there, but my mom said that he was very loving and said it didn't change the way how he feels about me at all. So that's awesome. Okay, let's look for some more questions. Okay. Where is it? Hold on, I found a whole bunch of... Okay. Okay. I was wondering, since you talked about at one point worrying about being punished by God for being bisexual, what the process of reconciling the two, your faith and sexuality, looked like for you. Was there a specific person or persons who helped you, or was it a personal journey that you figured out on your own? Okay, that's a great question. First of all, you said that I felt that I was going to be punished by God. A lot of you brought that up, how sad it was that I seemed to be a part of a religion that would make me feel like God was going to punish me or Danny for being bisexual. That's simply not true as far as like our religion goes. Again, that's something I not misinterpreted. I was straight out told that when I was little, and I just never got brave enough to ask anyone about it, because I thought that would out me somehow to my family and my community and my friends. So I just never asked. And so I kind of lived my whole life like going off the advice of someone who was just a kid herself, my sister, telling me the way that she translated what our church teaches into that. And I really wish I would have spoken up sooner. So I would encourage that. If you're younger, speak up now and don't spend your whole life thinking that that's something that one person told you. Like, find for yourself what you believe and what you feel from your higher power. And then you said, what process of reconciling? Is it reconciling or reconciling? I don't know. I think it's reconciling. I don't know. The two, your faith and sexuality, look like for you. Was there a specific person or persons that helped you? Was it a personal journey? Okay, that you figured out on your own. This was definitely not, once I came out about it to my family, I went and told Giggy, who's my online best friend, I guess. I mean, I've got a lot of them, but she kind of, excuse me, she's been really helpful for me because she's a therapist in her real life, and so she's been able to help me through some things that, and like give me a good point of view, and she's been great. She's a really good friend, and I love her so much. But she helped me through a lot of this, like a lot. We talked a lot about where I came from and what I was scared of, and talked about the internet, and she was worried about the internet too. And she, by the way, is not religious at all. She doesn't believe in God or anything like that. So it was really interesting to have a completely different perspective during this whole process. And I think that that's what I needed. I think I needed to process like both ways and all the beliefs and what most people think and all that stuff. Like it just really helped me navigate through the stuff that I need to work through. So she really helped me. But I would say that my team, I guess, was Danny, Gigi, my Heavenly Father, and my mom here and there, but mostly those three, and Alicia, but mostly those three, Heavenly Father, Danny, and Gigi. And they were very helpful, and I'm so grateful. Someone else asked, let me see if I can find it. I don't know where it is, but someone was asking, if I came out to my church. They said something about like, what was it like when you came out to your church? Did you tell the whole community? Did you tell one of your church leaders? How did that happen? I haven't done that at all. So I can't say, because I haven't been active in church, even though I still have my testimony of what the gospel actually is. I haven't physically been going to church due to social anxiety and people, and some people, not all people, but some people in the church that are very judgmental. So no, I haven't, but I plan on it. I plan on telling my bishop, which is kind of like, a bishop is kind of like a pastor, I think. So like we've got the prophet, he's at the top, right? And then there's his counselors and the apostles, the 12 apostles, and then there's, I'm sure I'm going to forget something, but anyway, it goes down to stake president, and stake is a huge area, and then it goes down to wards, which is like a few blocks radius maybe, and in the wards, the leader is the bishop. So in the stake, it's the stake president, and then it goes up to the prophet and everybody. So the bishop is the one that I would need to go to, and I have not done that yet. But I'm actually pretty confident in what he's going to say, but I don't want to say just in case. So I'll let you know when that does happen, because that is important for me to do. I just haven't been ready to do it yet, but I will. Okay, this one stuck out to me a lot. Okay, so this person said, I hope you can answer some of the questions I would call confusing. I'm confused in the sense that you are married. Say through your faith, wait, what? Oh, I'm confused in the sense that you are married. Say that through your faith you are eternally married, and through this coming out, you plan to stay married to Danny. So what was the point of telling everyone of your bisexuality? To make it known? To make yourself feel better? Do you plan to act on it? If not, I don't see the point of coming out. And I mean this from a very honest place. Seems much harder to do than just deal with it, I guess. Is it because it makes you feel free? Yes. And the thing is that this is all my fault, and I've owned up to that. Like, I stupidly said a year ago or however long ago that I had a secret problem, and I shouldn't have ever done that, but I can't take it back. And so I had to decide, because I'm not good at lying. I'm not good at lying, and people have been asking me almost daily since then, what's your secret problem? What's your secret problem? What's your secret problem? And because, especially over the past year, I have gotten so close to so many of you online, and so many people in the Instafam, and so many of you here on YouTube that I become so close with, I felt the desire to tell, because I love them, that I love you guys that much, that like I feel I want to, because I'm going to be setting myself free for myself by, you know, telling Danny, and then I told my family, and then I told my friends, and then I told the internet, and all of that. Like, each step of that process made me feel, yes, free. Yeah. Why, if you're, so like, yeah, just because I'm choosing to stay with Danny doesn't mean that I don't want to talk about it, because the thing is that it still affects me, and it still, well, it has a lot to do with my story. And I share my story on the internet. That's what I do. I talk about my eating disorder. I talk about the abuse that I went through. I talk about self-harm. I talk about all the things that I'm struggling with. And every time I do, I just feel so much better, and I feel so much love and support. And yeah, there's always some stinkers out there that just really are really rude to me about it and judge me and stuff. But that's something I've gotten used to at this point, pretty much. So yeah, so I just felt, yeah, it's basically, it made myself feel better. It made me feel more free. And also, and maybe even more importantly, I feel like I can help other people going through this. Because I was saying this before, maybe you missed it, but in the past year alone, I've gotten probably 100 messages from girls being like, hey, I'm gay, I'm bi, I'm trans, whatever, and my family is Christian, my family is conservative. They're not going to understand, so I might as well kill myself. And every single time I wanted so badly to just reply to them, just reply, but I had to hold back because if I replied to any of them and told them my experience, you know, it only takes one person for it to get around the entire internet. So I felt the need to do it, and I also was a little bit pushed into doing it, but luckily I was ready to do it anyway. But then something happened in my personal life that kind of threw it into overdrive, and we're like, okay, we need to do this soon before somebody else does it for me, because I would like to tell my story instead of somebody else doing it. So that's why I did it. Okay, moving on. I can't breathe very well today. I don't know what's happening. Am I just nervous? I don't know. Chloe, daily reminder that you have a beautiful singing voice. You are drunk, but thank you. Okay, what else? Huh. Okay. Okay, this is from, hold on, I need to readjust things. Like, my back is killing me. What's happening? Ow. And I'm back where I started. Okay. You know who you are. Thank you for your support, always. Said, you ought to sell merch, especially t-shirts that say you're welcome. How many times do I say that? He's so accurate. I imagine you were carrying a crushing burden on your back. Glad you feel better. I bet your ailments will flare up less often. Since I missed out on you taking questions, I wouldn't have a clue where to look. I'll ask my 2 questions here. Maybe you could just put it under the YouTube community forum next time. Just a strong suggestion. Now my questions. Do you and/or Danny wear the magic underwear? Yes, we do. That's not what we call it. It's not called magical underwear. The internet is an interesting place. So is the world in general, where people like to really almost mock us. And when I hear people say that, I know there's been a couple times that I refer to it that way, but only to show you, to then explain what I'm about to explain, that's not what it is. It's something that can protect us if we have the right kind of faith, and it's a beautiful, sacred piece of clothing. And yes, I wear it, and yes, Danny wears it. And then we don't call it magical underwear. It's not. But I know what you're asking, and thank you for asking. Yes, we do. Would the church or members shun you? I know if you were JW, what's JW? Oh, Jehovah's Witness. You'd get the boot and be labeled apostate and be shunned. I know you're bisexual, but Native Americans consider the gay members of the tribe are considered wise ones. I am not JW. What did I just say it was? Oh, Jehovah's Witness. I just like learning about different religions from A to Z. Your answers are greatly appreciated. Well, thank you for asking. Yeah, I will say with the underwear that some miracles have happened to Danny and to myself. They're just something really special that we get when we go through our temple for the first time. It's a very sacred ceremony. The underwear itself is very sacred, and it's something that that is so special, and I think it just makes you feel a little bit more connected to listening to the Spirit more, the Holy Ghost, and trying to hear what our leaders say. It just kind of, for me anyway, it makes me feel comforted, and it makes me feel, it makes me not lose who I am, even though I'm struggling with going to church. So for me, I think it's everyone's personal decision, and for me, I do choose to still wear them, as does Danny. Would the church members shun us? No. Some people would. Some people in the church would. People in all churches would. People in all the world will shun you for this, but it's not, absolutely not a part of our gospel to shun people. Like, absolutely not to shun people that are gay. No, that's not a rule. We are Christians, and the number one thing we're taught is to be Christ-like, and if Christ were standing right here, he would hug me, he would embrace me. As if he was standing in a whole room full of gay people, he would hug each one and tell them that he loved them. And as far as like judgments and beliefs and scripture and stuff, I have always felt this way, not just because of this, what I've gone through, but I've just always felt so strongly, because I learned this one time when I was little, and it stuck with me forever, and for some reason it never left me. Other people it did leave, but for me it didn't, which was that we be Christ-like, and also we leave the judging up to God. Like, I try and live a life judge-free as much as I can. I don't see the purpose in judging people. That doesn't mean I'm perfect. I've judged many people, or I've talked about them, I've gossiped, I do it all the time, I do it pretty much every day. But like, actually judging, I'm talking like condemning someone to hell for something that's a sin or whatever. I think that in itself is a sin. So I have always chosen this, to not judge anybody, even if, unless somebody's hurting me, badly, like someone did, that's different. But like, if it's something that doesn't affect me or my life, it's none of my business what their judgment is. That is up to God. And that's what I was taught growing up, and that's what I've stuck to. So anyway, it's beautiful. You should look into it if you'd like. Go to, what's the new website? ComeUntoChrist.com, I think. But if you type in like LDSchurch.com, it'll take you there, I'm sure. Yeah, I think it's ComeUntoChrist.com. So if you want to check that out, Greg, you should. It's a beautiful thing, and the world has twisted a lot of it, and that sucks, but I'm never gonna like change the way that I feel about it just because I feel it so strongly, and it saved my life so many times, and it's just something for me that's undeniable. So I know it's true for me, and I see so many other people that it has healed and helped, and a lot of beauty comes from it, and obviously a lot of hard people in the church happen, but that's everywhere. Everyone has that. So okay. Oh, there's the question about coming out to my church. Did you tell everyone or just leaders? Yeah, so I haven't told anybody in my church, unless you count like friends and family, because they're part of the church too. But no, I have not told my leaders yet. Oh, I love this, Christine. God doesn't judge, condemn, or shame anyone. Only people and other beings do that. It happened to be Roman Catholic, and I know that my religion isn't perfect because no person is perfect, and the people make up the church, and the other parts of the church other than God are imperfect as well. Some people in the church have beliefs that do not represent the church as a whole or God. It always makes me sad when people let the actions of other imperfect people let that hurt how they feel about God. I agree. That sucks. God loves all of us no matter what. I agree. There is nothing that can be or do that can be what? There's nothing we can be or do that will make God love any of us. Why can't I read today? There's nothing we can do that will make God not love any of us or turn us away. Okay, thank you. He wants us all to be happy and with him. He also doesn't think that you have to be with or love a boy if you are a girl and a girl. If you are a boy, he only wants us to love, be loved, and feel and experience no matter what, and God's love for us is eternal and without condition. I agree 1,000% with that. I know that God loves me, and I already talked about this yesterday, but I'll keep talking about it. And it's scary. This is a new area that I'm diving into on the internet, and it's really scary for me. But I also love hearing about other religions and other beliefs. I think it's awesome. There are a lot of them that are a lot like ours, like very similar. And I don't know. I've always also said that as long as you believe in something, that's what's important. Whether your higher power is God or Mother Nature or the earth or the aura or the steam, air, whatever it is, as long as you have something to believe in, then that is what makes you want to do better in life. So whatever that something is, whatever your higher power is, I think is really important. Okay, let me look for one more because this is really long. Sorry. This is an Oreo shake, by the way. I don't know if I told you that. And it's really boring. I might add some Butterfinger to it, like crush up some Butterfinger. This is a good question too. Okay. How come you feel you wouldn't have told your family if it weren't for YouTube? Because wasn't not coming out to your family a huge factor in your mental health and something that you were struggling with? Or was it more that you were struggling not because people didn't know, but because YouTube is like your therapy, and so you wanted to talk about it with us but couldn't because your family didn't know, basically. P.S. I love you. I love you too, Amber. And I think I might also be bi, but I've never kissed a boy. I'm a girl, but I used to make out with one of my girlfriends for fun when I was like 12. So honestly, I don't know. I would encourage you, and any of you, if you're like wondering if maybe you are, maybe you're not, don't let anybody influence you, including myself. Figure it out for yourself. Really take the time to do this, because once you know, I don't have experience with this, but I have a friend that does. Once you come out and say something like that, that's some people think is a huge deal. I don't care, honestly, but some people do. They're never going to forget. You can't take that back. Like, this is like deciding, to out yourself about something. You need to make sure that you are, you know what I mean? So take your time and do what you need to do to figure it out. But what was your question? How come you feel you wouldn't have told your family if it weren't for YouTube? I actually probably would have told my family eventually, but it wasn't a planned thing. But now that I can't imagine any other way now, I think it just started to affect me in other ways too, that also they were seeing and they were noticing. And I do also, I haven't told my mom this yet. Sorry, Mom. I loved it. This video that is going to be titled about my mother. I've burped more than I have in a long time. Sorry, Mom. She hates when I burp on camera. I remember not wanting, there were a few times where, okay, my mom is an angel, as we all know. And there were a couple times where she said, where she would see me like really struggling. Where she would see me really struggling, but she didn't know with what. And this was like probably around my teenage years, where she would say something to me that would be like, I am so sorry that this is happening for you. It's my job as a mother. And like, I'm talking about like all these things that became a problem, my eating disorder, my self-harm, all the things. And she felt it was her fault because she was my mother. And so there was a lot of times where she would say something like, I'm so sorry I didn't protect you, even though you couldn't have Mom, come on. But I'm sorry that I didn't like, I don't even know what she would say, but she would basically put the blame on herself for what I was going through, my eating disorder and self-harm. And so many times I just wanted to be like, Mom, this is not your fault. This is not Angela's fault. It's not Michelle, Mike, Liz, Julie, Rob, Dad, Ammon, anybody in my family. It is not anybody's fault. It simply is that because of the thing that I, as a little girl, believed and then never had the guts to question it. And I was told inaccurately that I would go to hell if I were gay. I held it in, and I didn't want to. And as the years went on and I kept struggling, again, like I said, there were a few times where my mom would say something like that to me, like, I'm so sorry for whatever I did to get you here, and I just wanted so badly. So now it actually has freed me also from knowing that my siblings and my mom and my parents have always felt that they've had a lot to do with my inner turmoil, but it's actually just me beating myself up even more because I was terrified of something that I was told when I was like 6 years old by another child, and I never dared to ask anything different. So I don't want any of them thinking that it was their fault at all, because I hated myself so much because of what I had believed at the time that I started doing all these things for that reason and for other reason, my abuse, my trauma. But the bisexual stuff made it worse because I was terrified, I was scared. And now I wish I would have known what I know now back then, but maybe it's best that I didn't. Maybe it's always best to like own your life and own your story for what it really is. And what it really is that my Heavenly Father loves me no matter what. He made me this way. I know that He did. He is proud of me because I'm a good person and I love people and I try my hardest to not judge people. He loves me because I I have a really, really big heart that I've chosen to share with people, and He loves me and He's proud of me that I've chosen to take all these struggles that I have and use it for something good and try and help other people out there to not feel alone. My family loves me. My friends, you guys, everybody in my life loves me, and I'm so grateful. Not everybody has that, but I'm starting to learn through this entire experience that, wow, I am so freaking loved. Whoa. Because overall, 99% of the people in my life have been nothing but loving and sweet and told me that it doesn't change anything for them. And that's all I can ask for. So I guess I know it's really hard. I know a lot of you are really angry with my church, and that's not really how it is, but you're welcome to your own feelings. I can just tell you that when you know something, and there's absolutely no denying it, because I've tried leaving my church before, and I can't do it because the feeling that I get pulls me back in. Like, I just know that it's right for me and that's where I belong. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for what it's taught me. And even though I haven't physically been to church in years and years and years, I still have my testimony of it. I still am so thankful, and I try and be as Christ-like as I can, because I feel like that's the biggest, most important message from our church, is to love one another, all people. Okay, I'm gonna find one more and then we're gonna be done. Let's see. Sorry, you're welcome for just watching me eat what is this? A milkshake? I'm having a hard time breathing, y'all. I don't know what's happening. Did I get all of them? That's a good one. Okay, I'll end on this one. How many siblings do you have, and how many nieces and nephews? Also, did you come out to your nieces and nephews, or did you not feel the need to tell them, or just let their parents tell them? So I have a lot of siblings, a buttload of them. I have Angela, Michelle, and Michael are my full-blood siblings. And then I have a half-sibling, Ammon, who's my little brother. And then I had 3 other step-siblings, and technically they're not anymore, but I still consider them brothers and sisters. And then 2 stepsisters on this side as well. I'm not counting. Hold on. So Angela, Michelle, Michael, Liz, Julie, Ammon, Ashley, Amber, Austin. Yeah. And then all of their siblings. So Sean, Daniel, Laura, who's next? Matt, Josh. And then we've got Danny's family, which is Eric, Aaron, Anne, Jenny, Maggie, and then 3 in-laws on that side. Yeah, so a bunch. I have a bajillion siblings, and then nieces and nephews. Holy smokes. Okay, Alexis, Sierra, Zane, Lindsay, Kaylee, Sadie, Zach. Who's next? Hassan. So Isaac, Jill, Kira, Levi. I'm not paying attention. Crap. I can't think all of a sudden. Caleb, Philip, Andrew, Luke, Lisa. Is that it on this side? I think so. Am I missing a family? I don't know. Sorry if I am family. And then on Danny's side, we've got so-and-so. I'm not allowed to say their name on the internet. So so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. And then we've got Evan, Ali, Teak, and is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. So 6 on Danny's side and like a bajillion on mine. I wasn't keeping track. So The reason, I told my siblings that they might want to tell their older kids, so Alexis, Sierra, Zane, and Lindsay, and Kaylee, on my side anyway, because, well, some of them don't watch me, but some do, and also the people who don't watch me, because they're just not allowed to, because I talk about really inappropriate things, or I guess, I don't know. Oh, it's my husband. Hi.
Hey, I'm so sorry.
It's okay, I'm filming.
Oh, you are? Okay, good.
Let me call you right back.
Okay, you're okay though? Made it through?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you.
Okay, good. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay.
Love you.
Love
When
you
are
too.
you coming home?
It'll be midnight or later for sure.
That's really long. Okay.
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry.
Well, I love you and I'm proud of you.
Hey, I love you too. I'm proud of you.
Thanks. Okay, you take care. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, okay, bye.
Bye.
So anyway, I said that they might want to tell because even if they don't watch my videos, their friends do. They all have a lot of friends that watch my videos, and so I would hate for them to also find out through a friend, you know. So I did say that when I told my siblings. I said, it's up to you, but I think you should probably tell the older ones. So they did. Alexis knows, Sierra knows, Zane, Lindsay, and Kaylee know. I think that's it. I don't know if anyone else in my family did, but I know that those 5 know. And they've been really sweet about it too. So, okay. Okay, I've been rambling. I didn't even eat anything. I meant for this to be like a mukbang, but, and also, what is with, like, I'm not wearing any foundation, that's why, so I just look gross. It's been a rough day physically. Mentally, I'm great, but physically, except for my breakdown in the parking lot. Other than that, I'm so good. I don't know what that was about. I don't know. It was weird. But anyway, I'm gonna go, and thank you for listening. Thanks for all the questions. You will see me again, hopefully Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. Probably Monday, maybe even tomorrow if I feel good enough, for another episode of Decluttering Shani, because now that this is out of me, I can breathe easier and I don't feel as heavy, and I'm excited to like focus on something else now instead of focusing on this thing that's been in the front of my brain for so long that I just needed to let out. And I'm so glad I did. Like 99% of the responses towards me have been so loving and so understanding, and I appreciate it so much. And I would just ask again that if you don't agree with my religion, that's fine, but just, you know, move on. And I try and respect everybody's beliefs, and so I would hope that everyone can respect mine and just trust me when I say that I know it's right for me, and there's no denying that for me. So anyway, I love you guys lots, and I'll see you soon. And remember forever and always that you're beautiful, you're worth it, and I am too. Thank you for watching. Bye. Should I sing a song for you? I was gonna sing. Should I? No one watched this far anyway. Why not? No one's gonna care. You can leave. All I'm gonna do now is sing a song. What should I sing? Crap, no one's here. Okay, well, how about, we should do something from Waitress to celebrate Colleen. What? What is that song called? Karaoke Waitress. She Used to Be Mine. That's a good one. I don't know if I know it very well, actually. Maybe I won't sing. Maybe I'll go sing off camera, because I do feel like singing, but I tend to lose subscribers whenever I sing, so I haven't done it in a while. I don't blame you. I have an annoying voice, I know, but okay. I think I'm just gonna go. Maybe I'll sing on my own or something, but anyway, love you guys so much. Thanks for listening, and I will see you soon. Love you.